Sri Sachidananda Sadguru Sainath Maharaj Ki Jai. Sri Sai Satcharitra, an insight. Episode 238. My humble prostrations at the lotus feet of our Sadguru Sai. By the divine grace of Sai, an attempt has been made to translate the gist of the divine discourse of Sri Ramanathan brother telecasted in Sai TV. This is purely done to share the glory of Sai and his divine teachings with more insight to the aspirants. Om Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha Gurur Sakshat Parabrahmam Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Devotees, we have been listening to a few stories related to Sri Maruti Bua that expounds his spiritual life and his experiences with Sri Sai Maharaj. In that connection, we heard that Sri Maruti Bua stayed in Shirdi for 34 days, and at that time, Kappardeji had also stayed in Shirdi. He had meticulously recorded the happenings in Shirdi in his diary, and that also includes the association between Sri Maruti Bua and Sri Sai Baba. In the previous episode, we heeded that on January 1st, 1912, during the Chavadi procession, Sri Maruti Bua ran towards Sri Sai Maharaj and cuddled him close to heart. In fact, none of the ardent devotees ever had the courage to do such an act. So, when Maruti Bua hugged everyone, feared what would be the reaction of Sri Sai Maharaj to this. But Sri Sai could comprehend the loving devotion of Sri Maruti Bua, hence he accepted it. Kappardeji says, on one of the days, the expressions delivered by Sri Maruti Bua were very interesting and pleasing. In fact, his body movements were noticed and enjoyed by Sri Sai Baba. Devotees must be aware that it was Sri Sai Maharaj who christened him as Maruti. Also, on 18th January 1912, Sri Sai Baba played a divine sport which was enthralling. At Dwarakamai, the Madhyana Arati was in progress, and Sri Maruti Bua was watching it standing in the Sabha Mandap. Suddenly, Sri Sai Maharaj got up from his asan, went at a rapid speed towards Sri Maruti Bua and picked him up in his hands. Everyone was stunned looking at this act of Sri Sai Baba. This was a strange action of Sri Sai Baba, though once Sri Sai Maharaj pulled Tatya Kote Patil by his neck and revealed his anger by his facial expressions and hand gestures, but had never lifted any devotee in joy. So, this was a pleasant surprise for the onlookers. After a while, the devotees approached Sri Maruti Bua and asked him his feelings when Sri Sai Maharaj lifted him up and if he knew the reason behind this act of Sri Sai Baba. Sri Maruti Bua's eyes were flooded with tears. Devotees might recall that Sri Maruti Bua had taken a vow to only utter the 22 divine names of the Lord and not speak anything else. So, he wrote down his thoughts on a piece of paper that says, I didn't feel that I was in this world, instead was in a different plane. To the outsiders, it might seem to look like a casual or a playful act, but by doing this, Sri Sai Maharaj, being a Sadguru, had bestowed a Diksha in a subtle form that would grant an ecstatic state to a devotee. Let us try to understand more about the association that prevailed between Sri Sai Maharaj and Sri Maruti Bua. Sri Maruti Bua belonged to Nath sect. The devotees of Nath sect consider Lord Shiva as their primordial guru with a varying list of other gurus. Gorakhnath is considered as the originator of the Nath Panth. There is a group of people who trace their lineage to these 9 Nath Gurus and are termed as Nath sect. Adinath is regarded as the head of these Navnaths or 9 Naths, and Sri Ramaruti Buva considered Sri Sai Maharaj as that Adinath. In return, it is believed that Sri Sai Baba viewed Sri Ramaruti Buva as Bhujanganath, otherwise known as Nagnath, who was one of the Guru of the Naths. Sri Ramaruti Buva had done penance on the Himalayas and possessed many yogic powers. For instance, he would be seated on the ground in Padmasana and suddenly float in the air around 6 to 7 feet high in the same meditating posture. Ramaruti Buva had many disciples and he guided them on the spiritual path that helped them attain their goal. There were many leelas that were parallel to the ones transpired by Sri Sai Maharaj. One of his devotees that was at a far off place was facing some difficulties, and Sri Ramaruti Buva averted those troubles for his devotee being in his own abode. This was also revealed by him to everyone present with him in his abode. It is believed that through Sukshma Diksha, Sri Sai Maharaj had transferred some of his spiritual powers to Sri Ramaruti Buva. Devotees visiting Shiradi must also go to the museum at Dikshitwada. It is a 2-story building. There we can find the articles used by Sri Sai Maharaj, such as his kafni, grinding stone, chillam, cooking utensils, and rare photographs of few contemporary saints and gurus in the lineage of Datta Sampradaya. Among the photographs, we can also find the picture of the great saint Tembe Swami alias Sri Vasudevananda Saraswati Swami. A leela related to him is mentioned in Sri Sai SATCHARITRA. Along with his picture, we can also see the photo of Sri Ramaruti Buva. This is another testimony to the fact that he was revered as a guru in par with the other saints, and to recall as a proof of which Sri Sai Maharaj also made him to sit next to him on the same gunny bag he was seated in when he arrived for the first time to Dwarakamai. Remarkably, both Sri Sai Maharaj and Sri Ramaruti Buva are regarded as an incarnation of Lord Hanuman. We have already heard that Sri Ramaruti Buva's physical feature also vouchsafed this statement, as he had a small bone stretching out from his tailbone which looked like a tiny tail, and his whole body was covered with hair. Particularly, his 4 limbs had more hair growth as that of Lord Hanuman. These details testify that Sri Ramaruti Buva can be considered as an incarnation of Lord Hanuman. Hence, christening him as Ramaruti by Sri Sai Maharaj sounded more apt. Devotees might be aware that around 6 years ago, the divine book known as Sripada Sri Vallabha Charitramritam was published in Tamil language, and the English version of it would have got published about 9 years ago. This book is a great treasure and an enigma for Sripada Sri Vallabha and Sri Sai Maharaj's devotees. It contains many details related to the previous incarnations of Sri Sai Baba. In chapter 45 titled Instructing Sri Hanuman to Incarnate on Earth, Lord Hanuman was instructed to take an incarnation on earth. Sripada Sri Vallabha said, "I will be ordering Shyama Charan to be born in Kashi to impart Kriya Yoga to the householders in the ensuing century, and Hanuma is Brahma of the future Yuga. I am deputing Hanuma to Shyama Charan and impart Kriya Yoga Diksha by him to Shyama Charan." He went to Nepal from there. There he granted darshan to Hanuma, who was in deep meditation of Ramanama on a mountain as Sita Rama, Lakshmana, Bharata, Shatrughna. He said to Hanuma, "My dear Hanuma, It cannot be counted as to how many crores of times you chanted the Agni Bija, sea word of fire, Ram. You must incarnate once in this Kali Yuga. As you are capable of pacifying the tendencies of senses, may you become famous with the name of Sai. Sripada smiled and said, even though you were born out of the divine origin of Shiva, you became a devotee of Rama. In Arabic language, all means Shakti. Aha means Shakta, that is one who holds Shakti. Therefore, Allah means the combined form of Shiva and Shakti. All along the time, you worshipped me in the form of Janaki Vallabha. Henceforth, you adore me as Shiva Shakti by uttering the name of Allah, which is acceptable to Mlichas, that is, a people of foreign origin. Then Sai said like this, Lord, I know that sage Bharadwaja conducted Savitra Kataka Chayanam in Pitakapura during Treta Yuga. I also know that you are born in the lineage of Bharadwaja sage in compliance with the boon granted on that day. I do not want to be separated from you under any circumstances. Your lineage should be my lineage also. Am I not your child? The dialogue between Sripada and Sri Hanuman. Then Sripada said, My dear Hanuma, may the body which you assume be born in the Bharadwaja lineage. Hanuma again said, Allah Malik, which means Allah is the master. Sripada embraced Hanuma and said, Hanuma, abandon your bodily idea. You are my part and particle. Again Hanuma expressed, Lord, I agree that I am a part and portion of you. Nevertheless, Amsa avatars merge with their original nature after completing their mission on earth. Then those Amsa avatars lose all their value and importance. Therefore, the Amsa avatara which I am going to take must be constantly connected with the Moola Tattva and should possess all the wealth of strength and power of your ancient Moola Tattva. Then Sripada declared, My dear Hanuma, you are very intelligent. May all the strength and supremacy of mind flourish in you also. I will remain incognito in the body of Narasimha Saraswati in the Kadalivana for 300 years in Yoga Samadhi. Then I will become famous as Swami Samartha in Pragnapura. When the time comes for leaving my mortal body, I will incarnate into you who are in the form of Sai. I will announce unequivocally that my incarnation is within you. You will become famous as my Sarva Samartha Sadguru incarnation. Devotees, this book also expounds details about Abdul Baba's previous connections with Sri Sai Maharaj. All these scriptures vouchsafe that Sri Sai Baba is an incarnation of Lord Hanuman. To conclude, Sri Sai Maharaj and Sri Ramaruti Buva are regarded as incarnations of Lord Hanuman. The Mahasamadhi of Sri Sai Baba took place on 15th October 1918, but on 28th September 1918, Sri Sai Baba had fever. He stopped eating food and was growing weak. Coincidentally, on this same day, that is 28 September 1918, Sri Ramaruti Buva, who was very young and free from any form of sickness, suddenly attained Mahasamadhi. It is believed that he left his body understanding that Sri Sai Maharaj would attain Mahasamadhi soon. An incident in this connection has been recorded. During the beginning of September, two Parsi devotees that lived in Dadar came to Shirdi for Sri Sai Baba's darshan. On their arrival, Sri Sai Maharaj inquired their whereabouts. They said they are from Dadar. Immediately, Sri Sai Baba asked them if they have ever met Ramaruti Buva from Kalyan and continued, meeting him and me is one and the same. They said they haven't seen him and were stunned to hear the assertion of Sri Sai Baba that having his darshan and the darshan of Sri Ramaruti Buva is one and the same. So, upon reaching their hometown, they went to Kalyan and met Sri Ramaruti Buva and conveyed the proclamation made by Sri Sai Maharaj. This statement somehow became an indirect signal to Sri Ramaruti Buva, and from that moment he quit eating his food. On 28 September 1918, he attained Mahasamadhi. Subsequently, from the moment Sri Ramaruti Buva attained Mahasamadhi, Sri Sai Baba began to fall sick and attained Mahasamadhi on October 15, 1918. The day chosen by these two saints to leave their body indicates that they both have intimated about their departing to each other in a subtle manner. This significant information was shared by an ardent devotee of Sri Ramaruti Buva named Sri Dilip Narendra Pradhan. He also shared an interesting incident about his grandfather, Vamanrao Ramachandra Pradhan. He said it was his grandpa who was one of the Parsi devotee that visited Sri Sai Maharaj during the month of September 1918 and became a fervent devotee of Sri Ramaruti Buva. Though very little is mentioned about Sri Ramaruti Buva in Sri Sai SATCHARITRA, devotees must know that he was one of the greatest devotees of Sri Sai Maharaj, who was also a highly spiritually elevated soul and was an appropriate one to receive the abundant grace of Sri Sai Maharaj. Devotees, with this we close chapter 34 of Sri Sai SATCHARITRA. Let us now move on to chapter 35 of Sri Sai SATCHARITRA. Hemat Panji had titled this chapter as Tested and Never Found Wanting, and continues the subject of the importance of the Udi. This chapter comprises of 233 OVs that expounds the significance of Udi and various other enthralling Leelas. We will be listening about an ardent devotee named Kaka Mahajani. We have heard various Leelas related to him in almost 7 chapters of Sri Sai SATCHARITRA. This chapter illustrates the Leela of Sri Sai Maharaj related to Kaka Mahajani's friend and a Seth who was his boss. To recall, in chapter 6 of Sri Sai SATCHARITRA, it was Kaka Mahajani who played the harmonium when Bhishma did the discourse on Rama Agniyan for Sri Ramanavami Utsav. Usually, Kaka Mahajani was made to stay in Shirdi for many days by Sri Sai Baba. He had a good relationship with his boss, so they would not mind his long stay in Shirdi, which means he will not go until Sri Sai Baba permits him to leave Shirdi. Similarly, in chapter 12, a day prior to Gokulashtami Utsav, he came to Shirdi to celebrate the festival there. Surprisingly, when he came for his first darshan, Sri Sai Maharaj asked him, "Kaka, when are you planning to leave?" Kaka Mahajani said, "I will leave as you order, Baba." "Then leave now," said Sri Sai Maharaj. Accordingly, he left immediately. Later, he came to understand that his Munim, that is manager in Marathi language, wasn't keeping well, hence he was desperately waiting for Kaka Mahajani to return. So, a telegram was sent to Shirdi asking Kaka to return immediately. But that was not required because even before the telegram reached Shirdi, Sri Sai Maharaj gave him permission to go. Hence, Kaka could return soon to his work. The Leelas illustrated in chapter 12 and in this chapter 35 have connections. We shall heed to those delightful Leelas in the coming episodes. Bo to Sri Sai, peace be to all. Om Sai Ram.